Hello, we're looking at section 10.7 in your textbook. We're going to look specifically at problem number 2 found on page 661 of your textbook. And in this whole section or lesson, it is talking about how to find the area of a circle, which is simply just pi r squared, or more importantly, how do we find when we just want a piece of the circle, the area of the circle. And a piece of the whole area of the circle is called a sector. So this would be a sector. This is not the full circle, it's just a piece of the circle. So what would the area of just that slice of pie be, or that slice of pizza be, if you want to think of it from that standpoint? So the formula is that instead of just taking pi r squared, which would be the area of the whole circle, we're going to find a piece of it. The way that we do that is we take the measure of the arc and divide that by 360, because around the whole circle would be 360 degrees. But we want to know what part of the circle are we actually talking about. So we take the measure of the arc and we divide it by 360 and then multiply it by the area. And that's what tells us the area of a sector. So in problem number 2, it wants to know what the area of the sector GPH is, which is this area right here highlighted. And it wants to leave your answers in terms of pi. That means don't put pi in your calculator, just leave it out and leave it as part of your answer. So if we take the measure of arc GH, which is given to us as 72, it's going to be 72 divided by 360 times pi, and r is the radius, which is right here, 15 squared. Okay, and then the rest is really just your calculator. You're going to take 72 and divide it by 360, multiply it by 15 squared, and when you do, you'll end up with 45. And then you're just simply going to bring your pi straight down. Don't put it as part of the calculations, just leave it as part of your answer right here. Okay, so the area of that sector is going to be 45 pi square centimeters. Because it is area, it is still going to be squared units here. Okay, so let's do the same thing in the got it section. It says a circle has a radius of 4 inches. So I'm just going to sketch a circle. I think anytime you can draw something, it makes a little bit more sense to your brain. And I'm going to put a 4 there, 4 inches. What is the area of the sector bounded by a 45-degree minor angle? Okay, so I'm just going to draw another one there, and I'm going to call that arc 45 degrees. Okay, because if the angle is 45 degrees, so is the arc. And then again, it wants me to leave the answers in terms of pi. So on this one, following the same formula that's up here, I'm going to say 45 divided by 360. That tells me what fraction of the circle I'm actually taking, and then I'm going to multiply it by the area. So instead of the area of the whole circle, we're finding just a fractional part of that. Now r in this case is 4, so I'm going to substitute 4 in there. And again, with your calculator, 45 over 360 times 4 squared ends up simply just being 2, and of course you just bring the pi straight down. So the answer is 2 pi, and then again, because this was inches, my units are going to be inches squared because we are talking about area. I hope this was helpful. Best of luck.